big D energy. Ain't nobody wanna step to me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I'll whip that ass like Michael Obama.
No, Michelle is a
I'm sorry, she's a what?
transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay.
I whip that thing out like Michael Obama.
We already have it with
I got that
Obama.
big
So
energy.
let's just calm down.
Nobody wanna step to me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I whip that ass like Michael Obama. I'm a girl, 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 I'm a whip the thing out like Michael Obama. I got that big, big energy. Ain't nobody wanna step like me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I whip that ass like Michael Obama. Ain't got that clip, bitch. Hung like a llama. I whip that dick out like Michael Obama. I wanna be rich, but not Seth rich. Know too much, get left in the ditch. CIA scratches, it's Clinton's getting itch. Yeah, I wanna be rich, but not Seth rich. I wanna be rich, but not Seth rich. Wiki leaking, now you're thrown into a ditch. You wish the simulation had glitch. You wanna be rich, but not Seth rich. I wanna be rich, but not Seth rich. Know too much, get left in the ditch. CIA scratches, it's Clinton's getting itch. Yeah, I wanna be rich, but not Seth rich. I wanna be rich, but not Seth rich. Wiki leaking, now you're thrown into a ditch. You wish the simulation had glitch. You wanna be rich, but not Seth rich. I wanna be rich, but not Seth rich. Wiki leaking out, you dove into a ditch. You wish the simulation had a glitch. You wanna be rich, but not Seth rich. I wanna be rich, but not Seth rich.
Britney Spears, can we be saved? God, why is Satan controlling the universe?
Constantly explore the view of possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys. Witches, weirdos, bigger mistakes, entertaining, calling linguists. Good guys. Forum of decorum needs a secretive society to advance on philosophies intentionally, magically. Good guys, good guys, good guys, good guys. Witches, weirdos, mischief making. It's okay to change your thinking. Good guys. Good guys, good guys.
Big up yourselves and welcome to the Sunday night edition of the Secret Society of Good Guys Ssgg. Ladies smoke free tonight. How are you, ladies?
Hey.
I'm
Great.
great. How are you guys? Happy to be here. I missed you Friday.
Right.
Oh, of course.
Oh,
Not good guys
it.
unless there's
Is it my latency?
yeah.
There's
Are you
nothing
gonna
I
have
can.
went,
a hot spot?
No, I'm not on a hot spot, but I
You
can't
might
wire it in.
you
I'm
might be
way
too
far.
hot to not hotspot tonight.
Right.
I can try.
Just in case. We've noticed
So how
that
was your
Thomas
day?
came in clearer than ever before when he hotspotted.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We never
He was
seen him
having
look
the
so cute
yeah.
and
He was
clear.
having a sound problem. No, video problems that night. Internet,
Who?
I guess.
Who was?
Thomas
Thomas Ann.
on the last show. Yeah.
You guys, I do this all the time. I will give people like Marie or Anne or Lynn. Those are the three middle names I give most women if I'm like telling them to do something, or even like Summer could tell me something and I could be like, Summer Ann, you better write me today. Like that's not her middle name, but I do it all the time, and I do it with Marie a lot. And so every once in a while, I'll say like every third of the time, someone will say, "How did you know my middle name?"
Wild guess.
You're like,
that's a very common name, right?
Those three, those would be my
Yeah.
three: Lynn, Marie, or Anne. That is every woman's middle name.
I don't have a middle name.
Huh?
Yeah. None of my family members have a middle name.
What's the point of a middle name?
A lot of Hispanics don't have middle names either.
A lot of Hispanics are actually named after towns that they lived in. Like back in the day, like they had the families like how we have back home. Like that's what their last names usually came from, like a town that they used to live in South America. Depending on where in South America. I don't know.
I'm sorry to interrupt. If
I can't
anyone
check.
feels like checking if we're on Rumble and thumbs me up, that'd be awesome. If not, no worries. I'll find out later.
Yeah, cool.
Rumble's such a pain in the ass. Like, I wish it were easier. YouTube
I don't know how it works.
Ugh, they just make you get a new streaming key every time. And even when you do and hook it all up right, it doesn't mean it's actually going to be live. Sometimes it'll just play a 5-second video and repetitive, like horrible, where I just feel bad for anyone that's waiting for the show to come on. Like they're going to get MK Ultra.
Oh my God. It's okay. They could find us here.
Yeah,
on
you
YouTube.
so everyone, make sure you like, subscribe, tell a friend. We are pretty shadow banned everywhere on YouTube, so make sure you find us on Project Chaney and the Secret Society of Good Guys channel. And we are on X, which usually I retweet from one of my X accounts, but I'm in trouble on X right now, and so I'm not allowed. Yeah. You want to know why? Because it was for violent speech, and because I don't remember the post, but I'm sure it's something with a lot of facts. Like, I don't remember the article, but I said Fauci should be hung for crimes against humanity.
Oh, damn. Yeah, they'll take
And then
you for
I
that.
lost my account for 48 hours for
Damn
being
it.
violent. But dude, I made that post in June, at the beginning of June.
Yeah, and that's what everyone's thinking. Like, what the fuck? That's an actual thought. It should be fact, to the point that it should be fact, you know?
Well, if you were to say, I really believe this, and I think most people in the world, anyone, it doesn't matter who it is, take the name out of it. Like, I wonder if I would have posted, people who commit crimes against humanity should be hung. Is that violent?
I mean, yeah, because there's violence involved, but who cares? They deserve to be fucking hung. Like, what the fuck? Like, oh, you don't like violence? Then stop making violent movies. Stop doing all that violent shit. Don't let cops have fucking guns. And if you agree with that, take everyone's guns away. Everyone's, all globally. No military, no nothing. Like, globally. And then we won't have violence. Take any sharp objects away. Like, that's ridiculous that they even come up with that statement. Violent. It's a thought. I didn't act upon it. Like
I know it's
thoughts
so
are
crazy.
yeah, it's like your thoughts are worse than like the act nowadays. It's almost like it's coming to that point. Like you're not allowed to think the extreme things that people normally think. The fuck?
Is it? Don't you think this is a stupid thing too? Hate crime. Like if I call you a faggot while we're fist fighting, now it's a hate crime. But only if you're a faggot. So like if you call me a whole bunch of other terms, only the one that's real makes it a hate crime. So you could call me 20 things. You could, but as long as you don't say dyke, then it's not a hate crime.
If it's
So if I
not
call you like
targeted,
Whitey or fucking whatever,
Well, you
even though
can't
I'm
be
white,
targeted. It has to be like Layla saying. You could be like to me, you're about to fight me, and you're like, you immigrant Mexican piece of shit. Like you're allowed to say that, but not a hate crime. But if you say you whitey lesbian, hate crime. That's so stupid. A crime, like if I'm gonna punch you, I guarantee you there's hate behind it. I don't need
words.
Like,
oh
we
my
don't
god.
need to.
Words are putting people behind jail. That's like fucking mind blowing, isn't it?
Mind blowing.
Wow. Okay. Well,
Like
we're
the
gonna come
guy.
to the point in
Wasn't
that
there
movie.
a dude that made his pug
Fuck.
Hail Hitler in Europe and he like got arrested? I feel like this happened during lockdowns. Like it got to this, but in places in Canada, I don't even know if they're allowed to use the internet.
There's this guy that was like very pro Hitler that actually got arrested. I don't know if the same guy, but like he had like this Joker, I guess, symbol for his like whole thing that he had, and he was super famous. But he was very pro Nazi, very pro Hitler, very racist, very in your face, like saying the most derogatory shit and not giving a shit because he's like, these are words. Like I don't give a fuck. Like I can say whatever the fuck I want. And I'm just like, oh my god,
sticks
this
and
guy's
stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me.
fucking nuts. But I get his point. Like they're just fucking words, and people are getting triggered and getting in trouble for just saying words because they're hateful. They're fucking words, though. Like what?
Freedom of speech means you probably won't like everything anyone says. That means you have to have a little thicker of skin. It's kind of crazy. And like how soft people are so upset. You know, this woman came in my work and she was just like, typical. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you stand on. She's the Karen on your side of the aisle. She's the white lady with her like Lexus SUV. She like her husband's money. She probably never had to work. Like I'm making a whole judgment on this whole woman, but she's like just this entitled Karen. Like she comes in, she just sucks the energy out of the room. Me and this dude at work are sitting there. He's a big black guy and I'm like a little obvious lesbian, and we're sitting next to each other, and she comes in and she starts going on about Ukraine and poor, didn't we see about the poor this in New York and and just you know, raising every flag that she can to be a social justice warrior and stuff. And then for whatever reason she had to go outside, and I was like, that lady wants us so bad to know she has a black friend. Like she wants us to know so bad she watches Ellen every day. She's trying so hard to let me and him know she's an ally. And it was just like gross. Sad. We were both just sitting there watching her unravel, like trying to grasp so hard at like, I'm a minority and I have hardships too. And it's just like, bleh. Most minorities don't have these hardships you're trying to create for them. Get out of here and stop trying to make victimhood out of either of us, and stop trying to own us being victims so you could be a victim. What has happened? Yeah. How are people more offended than the victims now?
I don't get it. I don't understand what's going on. It's like a weird reality that we live in right now. Especially in America. Mainly in America, honestly. I will say. Is it because we have all this freedom? Is it because I don't know. I don't know.
Sometimes I think, you know how we all always talk in these ideas of like Westworld and Truman Show and shit like that. Sometimes I theorize all of America's Truman Show. It's just America and the rest of the world's watching
Is watching.
us. Like Truman, like, look at these fucking fools. They don't know if the moon's real. They don't know. They're talking to a guy in the sky. Like, these fucking fools. They can't get it together. And the
to be
world
here,
is
though.
watching. Yeah, because everyone
Why
wants
do
to
they
be on
want to come
TV.
here so
wanna be
bad?
on
Thank
TV.
you.
They want to be famous.
Everyone's like, oh, the
America's
American
great,
dream
though.
to
I
be
don't
on
give a
TV.
shit. I don't give a shit what anyone
That
says.
episode of what was that? Black Mirror, like Jane's of whatever. Like
I hate Jane.
yeah, Abby's an asshole. that would be my episode.
Yours would
That's
be
my
called
little spin-off.
Abby. I don't know. Mine would be called Chaney's a jerk.
She's a jerk. She's a jerk.
I just like the
She
good
a
old
jerk.
fashioned
Jerk.
Like, what a jerk. That's like, you're not quite a bitch. You're not an asshole. It's just like a mix of like, what a jerk. Anyways, how else is your ladies' weekend? Abby, you went to like a competition in Texas?
Oh no, that's this weekend. We went to go get a swimsuit modified. So a show suit. The bottoms weren't exactly how they should have been. And these suits cost like $700. So you want it to fit
what kind
right
of
on
suit?
show day.
What kind of?
Like for your competition. So it's a thong like triangle top swimsuit, and it shouldn't cost $700 for a little tiny scraps of fabric, but they add the little rhinestone bejewel them. So it's a whole thing. You pay way too much money for this blingy suit that you're never going to wear
get
anywhere
into
except
that.
on stage.
Yeah,
if you could sew, there is a huge fucking market for it.
Yeah, like I want to do like learning how to add gemstones and patterns to add to fabric, just so I can make like my own pieces. I just want to learn to like make my own clothes. I always wanted to do that.
Yeah, the lady who we went to see this weekend, she's like always looking for somebody to train to help her with her business, and you can eventually start your own business from it. Like she'll, if you could go to Dallas for a week, she'll freaking teach you how to sew them and bejewel them and everything.
Nice. Yeah.
I mean, $700 a swimsuit. That's
like hand beaded, hand sewn, handmade. There's weight to that. That's where the money is, honestly. Yeah.
I just feel like there is a fagalish somewhere in Brooklyn that will do you that same bathing suit for $22.
Oh, my friend did her own when we went to nationals. Like my teammate was competing with me, and she was literally like bejeweling hers the night before. I'm like, I don't know if I feel like she bought the suit. I'm like, where the fuck did you get the suit? Like I think she made the whole thing. I'm like, I'm just not that. There's too much going on that time. Like in prep is not there. I literally wore mismatched shoes to work one day, forgot to wear makeup to work one day. Like you have no brain. So to sit there and try to fucking make your suit right before the show on top of everything else you got to try to do and remember, like, there's no way I would do that.
Do you know how many unfinished projects I have with crocheting and knitting and all this? Like I'll start something, I guess because my ADD or whatever, my weird thing, like I'll start it and like I'm into it that day, and then I won't remember it for like a week or two, and then I'll pick it up again. Like it could be in my vision like every day. There has to be a mood for me to think. Like it has to be a mood.
Yeah.
I can't in it. Like I have a
Isn't
mood
this
for
wild
everything.
like it?
Huh?
Like painting or cooking or whatever other hobbies, gardening or whatever hobbies that have been your thing. I just said a few of mine. Isn't this one like, now that you guys are here and like showing up? It's like in a weird way, we hold each other accountable to showing up here every week or twice a week. But in another way, it's like we have plans collectively, the three of us, that we still haven't gotten around to, the same way as if it was solo all of us. Like where it's like, oh, we have these big ideas and stuff we have to plan, but it's just like, geez, you only have so much time in the day.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot. Especially when you want to get crafty, you know, like you're a crafty person. You see, that was true. It just, oh my God.
Paper makes
what the
me
hell?
sneeze. Paper
Paper
dust. Anytime
That
someone
just came
goes
out of
through like a
nowhere.
ream of paper or something's cutting paper, I get sneezy.
Huh.
That was
That's
strange.
funny.
I forgot what I was talking about.
That's what I let sneezes do that sometimes, or weird noises
It
or a
probably
bang.
needs
I'm
to
like,
happen.
yeah. I was like, oh, apparently I wasn't supposed to talk about that yet or ever.
Well, my friend's talking about backing out of her show in Houston, and I mean, it's literally we're leaving on Wednesday, so I'm like, so if that's the case, I'm like, let me know because I'm gonna cancel my room and I'm just going to Florida. So just telling you guys, maybe I'll be in your area
Oh,
instead.
nice. Very
Yeah,
nice.
keep us posted, or keep a little savings account like your trip so you can carry it over for your October trip.
Oh, that's happening too.
Yeah, just in case. Just
I
in
can't wait.
case.
I
I
can't
know.
wait. For the
I know we
day.
are solidifying dates soon, you guys. And for anyone that watches this later or finds it anywhere, and we'll bring it up on the Friday episode too. So people, and we'll have like official poster and link, but there will be the Bohemian Grove too. And that will be coming in October at some point. So you guys,
Nice.
it'll be a fan meetup, probably some bands, some stand up, some merch tables. And for other Floridians or people in the area, there will be other opportunities in between. I know Thomas has a comic convention coming up that I'll be hanging out with him at, and that'll be for 2 days, and that's sometime in September. And then if anyone out there is political, there's always times to hang out. Like, if somebody that we won't mention
Rallies.
tonight is doing a rally in the state, I'll probably be at it. And I usually go to these rallies. I've heard all the speakers. I've heard everything that has to be said. I usually just go because other people might be there and we chit chat and hang out and hug and feel energy and see all the other people out there in real life that of what's going on. And it just makes you feel like, oh yeah, we're not alone out here. There's like other good people doing things and, loving their family and all over. And so it just makes me, anytime that you get chances to meet up with your internet friends in real life, I big up that opportunity.
Do it.
Abbott Hoffman in the chat said Abbie airbrush better hunt. I'm like, no. If you saw the back pose, like I wouldn't want my labia sticking out. Like, there's just no way. No, you gotta have an actual suit. Yeah. I don't care how you fucking paint that thing. It's gonna look like a vagina.
Something will be dangling there.
Some of them. I feel like fingerprints. None are the same.
They're not. I've stood in
No.
a room with a bunch of naked women drying their tans in front of fans. They're all different.
I've seen somebody in life, though, I will tell you that I was like, oh, their vagina looked like my vagina. And I was like,
what the hell?
Yeah, like we weren't face twins at all. We were vagina twins, and I never told them this. It was unsexy to me to think of my vagina twin.
What is a labia?
It's the lips.
That's what he's asking. What is the labia?
He knows. I like how Abbie says the lips with scissors. Like what? What is
there's
the
nothing.
scissors?
There's nothing ill about a pussy.
The slit.
Okay?
There's nothing new about it. How do we already get here?
Yeah.
I
don't know.
We already
it always
here?
happens, but it's supposed to.
It's supposed to.
We can talk about vaginas if we want to.
Yep. Ladies drink free. I did see something today that it said if you knew all the words to the song Shoop, you might be perimenopausal.
Wait, what? What song?
Shoop by Salt and Pepper.
Shoot. I don't know the words though. I only know that
Good
part.
for you, Layla. Good for you, Layla.
You're not
It'll be another
perimenopausal.
song. It'll be another song for you soon.
God.
Yeah,
Menopause.
so yeah, the world. I just worked all weekend. There was no UFC fights. My energy has been so tired. I feel like my body fought off something.
I don't feel great today either.
Yeah, you've been not doing. I mean, you've been a lot. Throwing up a lot.
Yeah.
Has it
But
been
only
happening lately or no?
Only on Friday nights. If I stay up too late, I'll throw up.
I wonder
Yeah,
what
you
that
hear
is.
that, Abbie? If I stay up too late, I throw up now.
Wow, that's definitely not your body's way of saying sleep is important, Chaney.
I've tried everything.
Yeah.
I've tried everything to curb it. I've tried taking anti-nausea, but it's usually only on Friday nights. I hate that it happens. And so if you know, if you are a wizard out there and you're practicing spells or you're poking a voodoo doll, it works. Because on Friday
Motherfucker.
nights, I throw up my dinner every single Friday night once, at least for the last 3 weeks.
What
Well,
does
that
that
was
girl
like me and
say
Layla
to
getting the
like bind
cramps.
to bind a spell? You say, I bind you, asshole, from doing harm. Harm to yourself and harm to others. Right?
That was like on the
So it is.
craft.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go. That's a verbal spell for you. Asshole, whoever.
It's probably all the chemicals in the food you eat. I
Motherfucker.
wish, but I even tried to eat like really healthy. Like I've had shit weeks, and then I've even tried to eat healthy. I've even tried to like just have teas and chamomile, and it's usually just after like right about 2 a.m. It's like pretty timely too, right around the same time.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's been all different stuff. I even tried to eat like, okay, I'll eat greasy food one night. Okay, I'll just eat fruit, just fruit. But yeah, whatever. It doesn't make me really feel bad. I guess the difference is I know some people with puking that isn't that it's like horrifying to them. But I am a person
I
that I
hate
never
it.
had really an upset belly. Like when people talk about like having diarrhea, I've never been, I know what it is, but it's not like an ailment I deal with is like getting upset belly like that. It's like my stomach just decides to throw it up.
Let's just get rid
Always.
of it.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if it's a mind over matter or if like that belly ache the second it starts for me, I'm just like I get all in my head about it until I'm going to throw up. And maybe for other people it would just like they'd be like wait until the next day and then just have diarrhea all day. I'm not doing that. But
That's like when I drink too much,
I
I'd rather
I
just puke. I'd like to puke
I'm
before I go
still
to
through
sleep,
the
just so that way I can
diarrhea
wake up
phase.
okay.
see,
Like
no, we're
every other day bad. Like I'm still having those gut issues, but it's just like, when pain just like becomes you and like it's just like a constant thing that's just there and you just learn how to live with it because women just have this pain tolerance. Yeah, I still have like that pain there, but it is what it is till I figure it out what it is, like the right way. Because I have a feeling it's either a parasitic thing where larvae have been like living there, and what larvae do is like eat at your organs and eat at your flesh inside of you. So I'm hoping it's not that, but if it is that, it's easy to take care of. So it's just like I'm hoping it's parasitic. Nothing more
that
serious than that.
is a weird thing, isn't it, to say? I hope it's
Yeah,
parasitic.
yeah, because
Like
you can kill those motherfuckers.
I want to find a picture of like July last year because I'm trying to also go easy on myself because I had stomach surgery last
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
And I am a person that has kind of I have been on stage a lot in my life. Like speaking in front of people is no big deal, but I kind of have a new stomach. And so I was also thinking in my like a little bit of like, oh, is it nerves? Are you throwing up on Friday night because you have a nervous stomach? So I was
Yeah.
Well,
like, that's weird because I don't ever have like a stage fright type thing. And we've been doing this for this long. But
I
you
would always
know,
have adrenaline dumps after an event, like where I'd get sick to my stomach, whatever. But it was like I'd feel fine the whole time, not nervous, perfectly okay, and then right afterwards I'd get sick.
Mm.
And
Oh
I
yeah,
was what go
someone
on?
said diatomaceous earth, Layla. Like you could do food grade diatomaceous earth in water every day, like in water, and you just drink it, and it will. They kill all bugs. The
Really?
diatoms are like they're very sharp, but the food grade ones they're not going to hurt your anything, but it'll kill any kind of parasite and their larva.
Interesting.
Larva is one
kills
of the
it all.
grossest words.
Well, that's what
Is
most
like
cancers
maggots.
are in the organs, and people don't understand, or doctors don't want to like admit that truth, that majority, not all, but the majority of cancers are that. It's
Dude,
the larva eating at the organs.
on one of my Instagram accounts, it keeps like giving me ads for like parasite cleansing. Like I don't know why, it just does. And it was showing like people with skin tags, warts, and like their facial moles, you know, just moles all over their body. Like those people, it says that those are all parasites, like they're worms. And so they're, you know, advertising whatever, you know, drug they're trying to sell you, or like drops.
Sorry. Keep going.
But like these things are all do have like little worms on the inside. Like their moles are just like caving in on themselves and going away. And I'm like, what if those all are parasites? That's so gross. Moles.
Thank God I don't have any. But ew, what the fuck? I did not know
But
that.
then you
Is that
kind
true?
of think even like I've had a mole on my elbow before, and then you think of like I was probably in the 7th grade and I hated it. See how much it was like so like I had a mole once on my elbow. And then you think of where your elbow hits, like how it would just be sitting on things that seem parasitic, like that,
Yep.
you know, in schools with like staff and whatever else.
Yeah.
Schools are gross buildings.
They are.
That's I had like big moles on my back. I removed them with like you know, you're supposed to go to a doctor to remove moles, but I just found out that you could do it with
all right, you guys were
apple cider vinegar.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Apple
Or
cider
you
vinegar,
can
and it
fucking
fucking
disgusting. You've
You
learned
can
about
actually
my
use
puking, Layla's shitting, and Abbie's
Well,
warts on her back.
here's a witchy
gross.
thing
They were
though.
the dark
Do you
black
know
moles,
else
but
how else
still
you can
gross.
remove them? You get a piece of hair, okay? And I've seen all these women do this like back home. This lady did it to my friend that had one on her neck. And you take a piece of hair, you tie it's long hair obviously, and tie it around that piece and like tie it tight, leave it there for like 10 minutes, tie it tighter, and then you'll see like the blood circulation of that thing or whatever the fuck that is like start to shrivel, and it'll dry up and it'll fall off. So that's like another technique that you can do to like remove
You
it
can kill the
yourself, and
worm.
without leaving a scar either with the hair, which is
I've seen that
interesting.
too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ugh.
With hair.
Yuck.
Mm-hmm.
And even like a seed wart, like even the name.
Well, because
A
they like
wart?
they have the little black
Ugh.
or any kind of wart. If you like hit it with apple cider vinegar, it starts like turning black, like little black streaks in it. So it's
It
like
It's like a
probably
fungus?
is. It's probably a
yeah, it was like
parasite.
they're
It's
like,
a
oh, you're
little
killing the
worm in
root. Well,
there.
you're killing the fucking worm in there, maybe.
Mm.
Like I've
Well,
never heard of it like that. And so when I saw that ad, like it was like last week, I was because now I'm looking at people who have like skin tags and stuff, and I'm like, oh, dude, you got
Yeah.
parasites. You need to clean that shit.
no, but they're also, you know, like you can be out in the sun so much and you can get white dots on
Yeah.
your skin. There's a different kind of white dots that's a parasite. So you can just scrub it with a certain thing and all the white dots will go away.
Oh shit! So some of it's like the melanin thing, and then others is a
Yeah,
parasite.
some of it's our body gathering melanin, and then other people's just have a parasite, like they went and swim in water or something, got some weird parasite, and it's eating the.
I used to
Ugh.
have that melanin thing on my arm, but like being in Florida, it balanced everything, I guess, because I don't have any of that on my arm or the back of my thigh. I had like this one spot that was just like constantly there for years and years and years, and now it's just gone. Like it's all even.
It's
Just
like
like, how the fuck
parasites
did
and
that happen?
fungus. That's the real war.
Yeah, it is.
It's like we are just a something in the way. Like they're battling over us is the real fungus, or is the real war. Fungus and parasites are just at constant war to try to see who gets to eat every living thing on the planet first.
Yeah.
Is this wrong for them?
I don't
The
know.
decomposers. You see the decomposers as the bottom of the food chain, but they're really the top of it.
Is that these petrified giants are, and how they
Now
say like
Abbie's
giant
clear and
figures are just
Layla's.
asleep? No
You were
good?
breaking up, Layla.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
I think you're okay now.
Yeah, you're okay now. Go on.
Yeah? Okay. I forgot what I was saying, man. Oh, I forgot my point. It'll come back later.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
Real Rye Dye said seed oils cause skin burning, not the sun.
Well, yeah, like even the dark spots on your face and stuff. Like they tell you when you're pregnant.
That the sun doesn't cause cancer, and seed oils are what cause your skin to burn. Sorry, they were two separate thoughts. I read one and then
it to the surface. The sun brings cancer to the surface. It's already there, but like the dark spots on your skin and everything, like when you're pregnant, they tell you not to go out in the sun because you can get big old like sunspots and stuff, like dark patches. But it's caused by eating seed oils, because the seed oils will bring, like when you go into the sun, it'll bring it out onto your skin.
Should we only be having
canola and vegetable oil? No. Coconut and avocado, fats. I would say. And yeah,
aren't coconut
polyunsaturated
nut oils?
Polyunsaturated oils are bad. Anything polyunsaturated you shouldn't have. You should saturated is good for you. Despite what the Drug Administration tell you, you want to eat saturated fats and you want to eat mono unsaturated fats, not polyunsaturated. So monounsaturated would be like olive oil. They just have one oil in it. Like PUFA is polyunsaturated. It means that they have multiple things that they're pressing oils out of.
Yeah, and fresh butter.
Yeah.
If you can get raw milk butter,
real butter,
even better. Butter.
Yeah, real butter.
Everything tastes better with
cause cancer
butter
at all. I don't believe your genes cause cancer at all. I don't believe in hereditary illnesses. I just think you and your family were poisoned in the same well.
That or epigenetics, like you guys had somebody turn a switch on your gene. So it's not like they say all illnesses, like genetics only make up for like 20% of what happens to you in your life. Like 80% is epigenetic. So it's like your familial curses and stuff. It's a switch that was flipped on that gene.
Yeah, especially when almost every injection has DNA of human cells in there. So you're adding that to every injection. Of course, you're going to wonder why this illness happens. You don't know where you're getting that, that DNA from. So it's a lot of DNA manipulation too. So
agree.
It's
and
sad.
They do stuff to us right now, and every woman is carrying around her grandchildren inside of her right now, so they can just mess around with everything you decide to do to your body, and you don't know how you're messing with those eggs on a cellular level that's going to change them. And then the amount of prenatal stuff, when you go back to our parents and our grandparents, the amount of stuff that they were doing that was atrocities to them at the core, that was changing their birth and everything. So think of the chemicals that aren't released between the mother and the child that might have something to do with our entire upbringing and our trauma responses later on. And like for a mother not to get to release that naturally, what it could do to her later on. And so I just think, I don't know. I don't believe that we really die in any quote unquote natural way except old age, except that they kill us.
Yeah.
Like it's
slowly.
I don't believe in STDs. I don't believe in cancers. I just think they're messing with us at like such a level that we could never understand.
A parasitic level, a fungi
and I think that's
level.
why they tell there's a lot of bad science on, like, let's say things like an HPV, but that's just one example of things that men are carriers of, but they'll never show the symptoms of, and we don't need to worry about giving them any jibby jabbies for it. But really, I would say if I were messing with eugenics, then I would only care about jibby jabby in the womb because I'm messing with generations that way.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares about jibby jabby in the men? Their sperm recreates every 74 days, where the women is having her grandchildren she's carrying around from the time she's born.
Yeah. And well, before you're born, you're carrying, because you have all your eggs fully developed in your mother's womb.
So you're carrying around your grandchildren from the time you're born. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Same idea.
That
so you can
tells
mess
me
with
something.
generations. You can mess with generations by messing with the egg.
Yeah, because that's the seed. And everything is fertilizer. It's in nature. Like trees, the pollen flies into the female tree, fertilizes the seed, the egg, whatever, the root,
the ovum,
whatever
or
that,
whatever.
yeah, whatever the fuck it is.
The pistil,
and it fertilizes it because it's already there. And it's just there. That's the food.
Reproduction.
Thinking, Grease
Where
too.
does the pollen go?
That's
Oh
probably
my
like the
gosh.
highlight of Grease
If
too.
we're of nature, right? If we're of nature, we can't be off balance with nature. How is that, like, what? That's how it works, doesn't it? It's
sorry,
the grandmother's carrying all those lines.
Abbie said that was the highlight of Grease,
you know?
too, and my head really did this. This is what my head did. I just have to tell you how crazy I am. My head went, I need a boy for all seasons, all the years through. I need a cool rider, a cool rider, a man.
Okay.
And then
Sounds
the
pretty cool
best,
too.
I think, was we're gonna bowl tonight. We're gonna bowl tonight. We're gonna rock. We're gonna roll. Anyways, Grease 2. Maybe do yourself the favor if you ever find like the hardest core indica where you're lounged out and you're like, I couldn't get any dumber right now.
Yeah.
Grease 2 is your movie.
It really is one of those.
And then you'll be like, is that Michelle Pfeiffer? What is happening?
Like, this is so cheesy.
Yeah.
It was cheesy.
They tried so hard to like catch that fire in a bottle of Grease 1.
Yeah, and then Crybaby came out. I loved that movie. Sort of like a Grease imitation of that.
Johnny Depp was in that.
I love that movie. Yeah.
And Tracy Lords.
That was great. Mm-hmm.
She's like drinking her tears.
Mm-hmm.
Tracy Lords. Well, there was another girl on it. The girl who was drinking her tears, she was in Melrose Place. That wasn't Tracy Lords. She was just like a character in Melrose Place. I don't think she was on long, maybe 1 or 2 seasons. And I feel like she had a name that, because like the first season of Melrose Place, there was the Vanessa Williams that she signed up for her famous name before the real Vanessa Williams signed up for her famous name. So the real Vanessa Williams had to change her famous name, and people saw the Melrose Place Vanessa Williams and they were like, who the fuck? That's not Vanessa Williams. Yeah. So there was some other girl that was in Crybaby, but Crybaby was a good movie. I watched that 1,000 times.
I think of the tan line thing where she does that with the tape too, like on her leg.
It was so clever. So clever. It was a little cheesy too, but it was clever.
And then he, like, very shortly after that, he killed River Phoenix outside the Viper Room.
Yeah.
Really?
Let's not forget. Yeah,
River.
because Johnny Depp was a lot older than Winona Ryder the entire time. He was like a groomer. And so he meets her and he's in his like 20s. She's like 15. And then they don't start dating publicly until she's like late 17, early 18. They date for a couple years, like River Phoenix starts taking off in Hollywood. I think he does Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. He's like the it kid. He's cute. Everybody loves him. And so the Viper Room, they're having a party that night. And River Phoenix goes with Joaquin Phoenix, who at the time was known as Lee Phoenix. And they went to the Viper Room to party with Christina Applegate. And people say that River Phoenix had a movie coming up with Winona Ryder, and Johnny Depp was hella jealous of it. And so he gave him like a concoction in his heroin. And somebody gave it to him in the bathroom. And so then he OD'd outside.
Fuck. Damn.
But that's like a Hollywood story that everybody talks about in the Viper Room.
I did not know this at all. Like, I'm just finding this out.
River Phoenix.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Sacrifice. But his whole family is from a cult. All the Phoenix kids. They all have changed names like that, cult names. And I think, I could be wrong about this one. I think it's the same cult that Jared Leto goes to now, that he was supposedly at when he came back. Jared Leto came back from his vacation and COVID happened while he was gone. And then Jared Leto happens to own the house in Laurel Canyon where they say that the moon landing and stuff happened. But
this is so weird.
Hollywood. And Jared Leto was probably like 25 when Claire Danes was groomed. Like, I always think that's weird when they have this old man kissing this young child for her first kiss on screen. And that's over and over again.
What's that one with Jim Carrey? He was like 49 talking about his love for that redheaded character publicly on Instagram and saying like, hey, you know, I know I'm not the appropriate age, but man, I know there's sex. And he's like going in his head, like imagining himself having sex with this girl. And I think he probably did. He probably raped her because she's famous now. I forgot her fucking name. She plays in Easy A or something like that. What's her name?
I don't know.
She wears the A symbol for like being a tramp at school that's supposed to come out. It made her famous.
I know who you're talking about. I think she's on Birdman too. She's like the actress. She was Cruella.
Yeah, her.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
What? Oh, yeah.
What's
Why
her
can I
name?
not think of her name? She's the one who...
I knew the name and I forgot the name.
I can tell you 10 more movies she was in, but I can't think of her name. I wanted to say Amy Adams, but I knew it wasn't that redhead.
It's that one. But yeah, he made a whole fucking Instagram post about her and like how he was like in love with her. Emma Stone. There you go. Emma Stone. I'm not kidding. You can watch the video. It's there.
I was watching Jaws last night, and in the there's this one scene where the guy who's like, he's sitting there, he's telling his little 5-year-old son, "Give me a kiss," and then he kisses him on screen, and we're like, just sitting there watching. And I'm like, you know, looking at this now, that seems so fucking wrong. If I was that kid's mom, and my kid was going to be on a movie, I wouldn't want him kissing a grown-ass man. Like, that's just weird. How about give me a hug? What's wrong with that? Like, if you're doing the fatherly thing, why do they have to do that? It's fucking
I'm gonna
weird.
make millions of dollars. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna be kissing like this famous actor.
Grown-ass man.
Are you kidding? It's part of acting. That's exactly what that person would say. And then that's how they kind of like, oh my God, they kind of like some of them not knowingly they know, but they see what their child wants. So it's like they sacrifice and go with that for their child, even though they know their child is going to go through that. They're in their own selfish way. Millions of dollars comes in the picture. So it's like,
it's just a kiss. It's not a big deal. We're pretending.
I will sacrifice my child for some money. And then that's how they pull them in.
And fame.
They probably even wine and dine too. And like, don't worry, it's in good hands. Oh, do you need?
I don't even think they have to.
Go shopping.
We've all seen like those stage moms. Like, we all see it. Like those moms that are just like push the kid into their sport or dance or their recital way more than the kid wants to be there anymore. And it's one thing to make your kid finish something they wanted to do. Like the kid's like, I want to learn how to play blah. And then you spend good money to make them learn how to play the piano. And if you want to quit piano, that's fine. You can quit piano, but you're going to finish what I paid for.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's fine to do. But there's so many parents out there that they just push because they wanted to be a singer when they were a kid. They wanted to be the best, baseball player.
I've never had an abortion. What the fuck? That was mad random.
Bohemian
I
Grove,
know.
eyes wide shut. World Economic Forum, Layla has 10 abortions a year.
Yeah, what is going on? We have some very interesting characters
I know. It's
that
so
come
weird.
on, and it's just interesting.
It is so strange.
Yeah,
It's just so strange.
yeah.
Oh.
It's
Pro-life,
all
Yeah.
good
baby.
in the hood. That's what I am.
Here we all just have to sit in silence.
I just actually posted a post on abortion, like literally before we got onto the show. So
What are your
coincident? I
thoughts on
think not.
abortion?
I think I don't want to see life being taken. That they don't actually get a chance at life. But I respect the mother's choice to do what they need to do and not make it a game and like keep having an abortion. Like, duh, if you're sleeping with someone, chances are you're gonna get pregnant. Like, that's not brand new news. So if you're constantly having abortions just for fun and not taking it serious, that's where like I draw the line. So for me, like early stage, like 3 weeks tops before it grows limbs kind of thing, then I'd be like, okay, like that's the limit. More than that, nah.
Like a
Even
plan B.
before, yeah, yeah, like that's like the best option, I think. Plan B,
Yeah.
like the day right of after, do it, done. But still, it's like a soul entered that that shell. So it's like you're taking that soul away. But again, I don't know what this realm is. Anybody can do whatever they want to do. For me, I just don't think it's cool killing babies for jibbity jabbity
This is where
juices.
I always am like, not politically. Can't we all agree at some point it is a baby?
It's a human.
Like,
It is. It
at
is.
some point.
Like don't play that stupid card. Them, they, their, whatever. With that's the same shit.
Like,
Like
yeah,
don't pull
not
that.
even, yeah, like,
Don't.
if I can take it out and it can survive without you, that's a baby. Like, I feel like there is some stupidness that goes on with people in the debate of this that I'm like, let's just,
What?
it's this, when we play in that stupid realm, it's the same stupid realm that we play in where you're like, oh, bearded men can have children. That's the same stupid realm you play in when at some point we can't say, at some point, it's a baby.
If it's viable outside of the womb, it is a baby.
Yeah, I mean,
Killing a
we're going to.
person.
There's also like transgender men who want to get uteruses implanted so they could be the first transgender human with a uterus to have their first abortion. Like, this is like the sickening shit that is happening in this world that is just like, y'all, like, what is, okay, I get like that we have freedoms, but some of these freedoms are just making people like do the most outlandish shit. But is it because we're not used to this outlandish shit? Or is it because I don't know, we don't want to change certain shit? Is it harmful what we're doing? Yeah, it's harmful because we're fucking cutting people open. So I don't know. It's a weird one for me.
Do you feel like Moses sometimes like coming down with 2 tablets from Mount Sinai and looking around and being like, this is what you do with your freedom?
You
Like,
fuckers.
this is what you're fucking doing with your freedom? You
I
guys
leave you
are
alone
like,
for 5 minutes.
I leave you alone for 5 seconds. You're making a false idol, raping and pillaging, like just being gluttonous. Like, I leave you. This is what you're doing with it? Like this?
Yeah. Going back into time.
It kind of, and sometimes that's how I feel like, because even in the like, as a the member of the gay community, I look at gay pride festivals always.
Especially this
And
year.
I'm like, that's a Dionysus festival. It makes me feel like Marianne from, look at somebody just said Marianne right when I said Marianne. It's a Dionysus Maynard festival right when I feel like they're doing such a, it grosses me out. Like I can't be around it. I want no part of it. I want no association to it.
Yeah. Did you see this year's? Oh my God. In California, that's the one I was paying attention to because that's all I saw on my feed. And I'm just like, what is going on over there? They had like a, two girls, one cup situation on one corner, hard-ons everywhere, like just weird, creepy, like people fucking everywhere, sucking everywhere, just doing sexual acts outdoors in front of children. And I'm just like, what is the gay pride in that? It's like all y'all should be going to jail right now. Like what? Yeah, so that's my thought on that. That's fucking disgusting. Shame on you.
I feel shame. Like I think they're like shame. There has to be a place in society that we all agree collectively in society. This whole spot right here, children are allowed to be in and see in and hear in. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
like
that's insane.
Like it's like the stuff. At some point we can all agree it's a baby. At some point we can all agree there's a certain amount of area that no matter how young, no matter how innocent, no matter, they're allowed in this area, and that shit's not allowed.
Just like the Secret Society of Good Guys episodes. 18 and up, right?
Yeah.
Even though, there's been a couple of stuff we've talked about where people have played parts of it for their kids. And Thomas and I were talking about this. I did an interview and just hearing that sometimes in life you can make a difference for a child you may never meet. And for doing this kind of stuff, and he was talking about how he made a comic, a coloring book for kids just on chemtrails. And the amount of parents that have bought this just chemtrail coloring book, and how his thought of a kid being on the playground and other kids learning weather in school, and then this one kid on the playground is telling other kids, but no, you have heard about this and this chemtrail thing. Your parents didn't get you the chemtrail coloring book when you were a kid. It just being something in their zeitgeist of that's kind of, I think it's not just an American thing. I just think it's a good, whatever the fucking fake idea of the word adult is, whatever age that we take this idea that we want to protect innocent things, it's just a cool thing. I think planting a tree you may never feel the shade of, the more people you can get to do that in any one place, that place is going to be better, of people that are giving and wanting to plant seeds and wanting to harvest and wanting to sacrifice and for something to grow that they might never see the full beauty of, but they're doing it for the generations behind them.
Kind of like commenting on any Michelle Obama post. I've noticed so many people are doing it now. I feel like
I think the key to adult is protecting innocence as long as possible for people as a whole. We have everything so in your face, sex, violence, this, that. You're taking away innocence of people and how they react to things before they actually see them in real life. So it's all the desensitization of everything. So for me, when I see it's if we try to live in a society more where we're just protecting innocence as long as we can, even if it leads into the 20s, the whole celibacy, wait till you get married, all those talks that we used to have, we'll see more, I think, kinder kids, kinder people, sweeter people, more innocent people, more gentle people, in the sense of protecting your neighbors, humanity, empathy, but we don't have that. It's the desensitization.
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 So friggin'
desensitization.
Let me try to read it.
Desensitization.
But I like that
Is
you
that
said
a word?
violence too, because we do always tend to lean toward like the root chakra, how we've all been groomed, and how sad that innocence of like stuff we all know about certain things sexually, we would never fucking know. Like we weren't ever supposed to know it. Like some of the stuff out I know, I even when I said it, I was like, I'm sorry for teaching
Chaney?
you about docking, Abbie. How horrid.
She just told me what no fat meant too.
Desensitization.
I had to
There
text
you
her the
go.
other day. I was like,
But
Chaney, I have a really serious question for you.
I know, I was like, oh no. What like
It's
what's
like,
it gonna be? Death and
what's no fat
taxes?
mean? It's like, I know you know.
But I just think it's like we've all seen things on the screen from real life, not even just the movies. Now, because of TikTok and because that we would like broken bones, open gutted things, dead animals, weird sexual stuff, weird, like, I don't know, taste stuff, eating stuff, hearing stuff, like the amount of things that we've taken into our senses that have taken all of our innocence a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. And we don't protect it enough. And that's where, like, this is where we're at now because of that, I think. It's like so in your face instead of like having everything like be secretive and like mysterious and like, all things shouldn't be like out in the open. All your private life is important, but now everything has to be public. Everyone has to know what you're doing or eating, whatever the case may be. So it's like that privacy aspect, that mystery of it all of that, it's like dead because everyone's just like constantly looking for that 5-second high or that 3-second scroll. The
Dopamine.
I don't know. Yeah, it's just
But
I don't know.
I feel like
It's
part
not
of
romantic
protecting your
anymore.
own innocence, though, but part of protecting it in yourself, even, is just to remember, like, what is it about a child that's different? It's that they realize it's all a game. Like, everything is a game to them. It's all play. And we take everything serious, our job and everything. And if we actually just stopped doing that and treated it like it was a game, we would preserve our own innocence in a sense, in a
Yeah.
sense. I feel like that's really kind of the mindset shift that would make a difference in a lot of people, is just to realize it's just a game. You're just here for a short time and you don't have to take it so seriously. Like, and it's okay to enjoy the small things. It's okay to have fun while you make a game out of it, pretend.
Yeah.
I do believe in LARPing. I think it's high. Like when I say things are magic, it's just things with intention. Like voodoo dolls are real. People use different things like tarot or songs or crystals to have a language with the universe, or people stare at cardinals or love bugs because they want God to give them a message that their loved one's still around them. Like people mess with these intentional things all the time, but the labels we put on it scares people away from being able to think of it in a reality, like, oh my gosh, I was thinking of that person and then they called. But if I say, yeah, because you're a witch and you did it intentionally with magic. And if I just put those words on it, all of a sudden, if you're a Christian, you're like, what? I'm going to hell.
Let me stop thinking. Let me shut up.
But if I'm just like, yeah, you're built in God's image, you're a creature who creates and you're a fractal of God. So you can think of things and they feel it and they called you because of that. Or you got an intentional feeling of the future because you're omnipotent. Like God, you're in the energy that's always been and you're always going to be.
Yeah.
And then that was like, huh, that made me feel nice. So it's like sometimes I know I really, the words we use, I try to be selective of what other words people need to hear sometimes. I do it less here, but out in the real world, it doesn't hurt me and my ego at all to talk to somebody else in their religion. Like I know what words I'm trying to say. So if I was trying to convey a UFO to them and they only knew chariot of fire, I'm going to convey the words I need to convey. So if I know a little about their book, and like even the more I get to know Layla, I know more about the Quran and what's not the Quran. And like that's the important thing too. And Like, I know more about the Bible, and from Abbie, it gives me not just knowing more about it, but here's a scripture that says what you feel. And so I think these kind of things of being able to speak to each other in our language of gut instinct, because really all that those religious books is the song you learn for the universe to speak to you in.
Yeah, it is.
So it's
your
just
map,
like
kind
those,
of.
if you are a Christian who believes in the Bible and you're like, it doesn't matter where or when, because I know and love these Christians and believe like in everything they have faith in. I believe in their faith. Like, and they're like, every time I'm having a bad day, I can just open the Bible and drag my finger and I'll have a scripture, and it is like perfect for my day. And I can have a mantra of that for the day and go on throughout my day. And it's kind of like the same as how you might get an earworm and you're just not finishing the song. You just keep singing the part of the earworm. And it's like, what if the universe was trying to tell you something right now? Maybe go look up the words to that song.
Yeah, I get the whole meaning of what it means.
Yeah.
What it's telling you. I never do that. Like, I should do that.
Well, you've pulled tarot before. Like, where you can pull, and this is the Nine of Cups might mean something to you specifically that gives you a feeling that if you were going to pull it, you might have a whole different feeling of what you're going to read for me than what Abbie feels with the Nine of Cups in her reading. And this is the other specific thing of, if you open the Bible and read the exact same scripture I read, you're going to pull a different feeling of what you would convey to others. And Abbie would pull a different feeling of what she would convey to others. And this is why our First Amendment is so important. Because if we cannot talk and commune and have the freedom of speech and the freedom to gather, that is part of our First Amendment. So it didn't matter whether it was a bar or church. It was like the freedom to gather and philosophize, break bread, share our ideas. This is the only reason we needed a gun. And so I think that is like a really huge deal, is that even at this place in time, we were, Layla and I, before Abbie got on, we were just like, kind of just big upping the fact that right here, right now, we feel blessed to be able to get on a microphone and say, fuck the president.
Yeah.
If we want to, or fuck the president of your country, or fuck the president of my country, or fuck the president that was there last year.
Fuck anybody.
Fuck anyone. We have the freedom to say this. And we were like, gosh, we must be at some point in time that 3 women can sit here on any public platform and just say, fuck anybody, talk religion. Layla hates the Hadiths. What? We live on that timeline right now. And that's a really big deal.
In a country that believes in the Hadiths, do you know I would probably be put in jail just for saying that? Get the
or worse. Probably be beat up first.
I don't know. I'm just saying the easiest thing that could possibly happen to me is go to jail.
Yeah, that'd probably be the least of it.
Okay, and that's still fucking hell. In another country, God bless America. Literally, to have the rights especially for women, women, all of you women should be proud to be American. That's all I gotta say. All of you women, because you have the right to wear hijab, not wear hijab, go to school, not go to school, work, not go to work, have kids, not have kids. Whatever the fuck it is you want to do, you can do it here in this country. For you men, I don't know. I'm not speaking for you, but for women, I speak for women. So.
And I kind of believe too, it is a psyop, because all of our history is a lie, that we have been suppressed throughout all time. I think that's a big psyop too. I agree with you there altogether. And I think everything Pink Pussy Hat, Me Too movement, feminist movement, every time the ladies burnt their bras, that was all a fucking pop song. That was all to just get women out of the house so they could tax another worker. And indoctrinate the kids earlier into a Rockefeller education system, or get them into the factory sooner. Yeah, I don't think they're ever. And there's some fucking woman out there. There's some... What's the word, Layla? The
Digimush.
No.
Bornacia.
Yeah.
There's some Bornacias out there. They can be firefighters, and they can run on a battlefield, and they can, They're so far and few between, though. Them lowering the standards of everything from military to police to anything that's a physical job so that the lesser than can do it makes everybody at that job in danger. And so ladies that can do the standards that the men have to meet can do that job, in my opinion. But ladies doing lesser standards, like I see situations all the time where like two lady cops. So if you are a man, you're in harm's way if you have a lady cop as your partner. Or if you're a man firefighter, you're in harm's way because the chance of her being to drag you out of a building are slim and nil. Or if you're a man soldier and we're both being held captive and both of us are being tortured, you're in harm's way because you seeing me injured should hit you in a place that's worse than seeing a man injured. And so it's like these kind of things are like that whole feminist movement that the TV sells you, I think is garbage. And I never stood with those lesbians at the bookstore.
I was a female in the military. I fucking believe a military is not a woman's place for the most part because I was the woman who fucking held myself to the men's standards and I got meritoriously advanced for it. But most women don't. Most women would not be able to fucking pull your body through a fucking ditch. They just wouldn't.
Or, I mean, frankly, they might be a little too sensitive when I don't need them to be. We might need to move the fuck on. Too. I don't need you crying right now. I need you to get the fuck together. Like there might be times because and not that women aren't great under pressure and hold different kinds of pressure, but there's certain kinds of pressure that I've dealt with women in a group and men in a group that it's just like men are really good at taking orders when need be. Like when it gets to like it's not, I'm always impressed when a woman, when you tell her like immediately to do something and she does it without asking why. And it could save her life. But sometimes ladies are like, but why? Why do you want me to do this? That might be uncomfortable. And sometimes you're just like, shut up, bitch. Get in the cabinet. Like, why? What's happening?
Why are you so obvious?
Yeah, like there's some
just
things
go.
that
There's
it's just like
you
we
gotta
need
understand.
too many words sometimes. We need too much explanation sometimes. And sometimes
That's why
explanation is deadly right now. Just can we have a little bit of, and that's why there's like military trust I don't necessarily agree in, but you should trust your brother next to you. And that's why guys that have been in the military or women, they have a sense of brotherhood that a lot of people don't understand because they're like,
there's communication that goes with that, especially like in our older generations where when you say things normally without like a gesture in your eyes, but then when you say something in a way with your eyes so your partner can understand why you're saying the thing, that language is almost gone. Like, when back in the day, this is all Albanian. Like, when my father said something to my mother for a reason, like whatever the case may be, my dad would look at her in a way that when she saw that look, she's like, oh, okay, I understand, So she would get up and then the conversation would get heavy between men. So she would leave the room. Like, just little things like that in communication with eyes and speech, that communication is gone. I've noticed.
Yeah. Even like there's little things like I've been with my wife so long and some things it still makes me, maybe because I just saw my parents have this like unsaid like thing sometimes. And my wife's a little younger than me. And I always feel like because my sister was 5 years older than me, I have this like different idea a little bit. Like I just feel old fashioned in ways. But there was just a couple like language that my parents shared of like, and I just felt
like when to leave or when to say something.
I swear to you, my wife is so sweet and such an innocent. If I did that, like, or if I like hit her leg under, she'd be like, "What, sweetie?" What?
Like innocently, not thinking about it.
Not being cross, not trying to start shit, and I would just be like,
"Yeah," but it's a secret language. That's that language should be learned between customers, couples more, I think now. Like having that communication between your like person, I
My-
think it's
I'm gonna give
strong.
some away about myself, but it's okay. I was like, I'm gonna give some away about myself on a public platform. I'm gonna be meeting a lot of these people, and I was like, I don't know these motherfuckers. I don't have to know their name. Okay, I could say it. Me and my wife have the thing. If we go out anywhere and I don't introduce her and start, if somebody comes up, oh my God, or if I'm chatting with somebody and I don't introduce her, I don't know that motherfucker's name. I don't know where I met him. I don't know who the fuck they are, which happens to me a lot. And so they're talking to me like they know me and I'm just playing along in the dance. My wife comes up at some point and goes, I'm Chaney's wife. She's such a stoner. I'm Julia, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, hi, Julia, I'm Clint. And then I'm like, oh, Clint, I'm so sorry. I'm so rude. What an asshole of me. This is my wife, Jules Clint, blah, blah, blah. And we go back to convo. But that was her just saving the shit. She
Good
knew I didn't
looking
know that
out,
motherfucker.
Jules.
So 100% of the time, if I don't introduce her, she knows I don't know that motherfucker. Because marketing and stuff a lot, I would be in rooms where people would just be chit chatting with me and they'd be like, remember at so and so? I'd be like, no. At work, my work life and my I am unplugged from work. That LARP doesn't exist here. Anyways. So
Your chat goes around the CIA NSA message boards.
Probably.
Probably. Good.
Probably.
Give them something to talk about.
Anyways. 3 eyes. I don't even know what he's talking about tonight.
Yeah, literally.
Or she. Is probably a friend of one of ours. It's probably Abbie's ex-husband.
Maybe he called you an NPC.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, I said Chaney is an NPC.
Oh God. Sure.
You're on a roll tonight.
I know. It's probably just somebody mad at me.
Maybe. I can't tell if they're mad or if they're just fucking with us.
I don't know. I don't know. This person's just interestingly kind of annoying.
Oh my goodness. So what else? Sunday night. 7/7. I don't know what kind of week it's going to be. I don't know anything that happened over the weekend. I have not been privy at all to life. I feel like all I've been doing is napping and watching the sunset and working.
I don't
feel
know.
like I'm
Did
in my
anything
car
happen?
a lot. I'm happy to be home.
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know.
I just hear this. It's like such a like I love the gays. I'm a huge fan of the gays. I'm the gays' #1 president. You know, like those simple like sayings I always hear at Trump. Like when Layla's like, I love America. I hear, I love America. Oh my God. Oh, look at Sheree knows. She keeps tabs. She has a little book of everything that goes on YouTube. She knows what episode. She knows who was on it. She knows who was in the chat room. She knows where they came from.
She can dox you.
She is my CIA handler.
Ooh.
Sorry to out you. I hope she doesn't mind being called CIA tonight.
That's why she's one of the best moderators.
I know. You got to have them to get you past the censors.
Yup.
What else is going on? Did you talk about anything fun on your long drive?
Oh, man. She needs to fire her coach. She's in peak week, which is like the week of your show. You have 1 week. And it's like you follow your diet and your exercise plan up until peak week, right? Which your food gets less and less. Your cardio gets more and more. You get leaner. You look like shit. You feel like shit gets here the week before your competition. And you have to, like, first of all, they take your carbs out because you're getting rid of all the extra, like, water in your body. And for every gram of carbohydrate that you eat, your body stores 3 grams of water. So you deplete carbs, a protein and like a vegetable, maybe some olive oil, like 5 or 6 times a day. and then you waterlog. So then you'll do like 2 days where you drink probably like 2 gallons of water or more. And then all of a sudden they'll cut your water and then you carb load. So you'll eat like 100 grams of carbs a day leading into my competition, which was like, it's so much that the first day I got drunk off of carbs. Like I couldn't go to work. I couldn't drive, nothing. Every time I'd eat, I couldn't walk. I was like, it was worse than being intoxicated because I hadn't had carbs. My body was so carb depleted. And then lean. It's a whole bunch of science. Like they do that, and then like the carb load, because then right before your show, you pump up. Like the carbs you go from being really flat to the carbs just go to whatever muscle group you just pumped up. So if I'm pumping up my shoulders, they're going to look massive. If I pump up my glutes, they're going to look like popped out and 3-dimensional, and center a plan. So this whole weekend, I'm just sitting there like, this isn't right. You're 5 days out from your show. You should be already peaking. Like you should be doing your peak week stuff. I can't believe he hasn't even, like, she was texting him the whole time. I was like, you need to fire him. You need to fire him. You need to hire somebody else to peak you this week. This is insane. And a lot of that. I was just like, I would never work with this guy.
This was the previous one or the one now?
This is my friend's coach. She hired this guy, and
okay.
It's a bunch of booty hole.
Be careful who you hire, people.
I don't know.
And if you're paying somebody, they're not your friend. Like you might think that you're like, oh, they're my friend, I feel bad. No, you're paying them. It's a professional relationship, so they need to honor that too.
True.
Yeah, that's why sometimes getting into business with friends is a bad idea. And everybody thinks they know their friends, but if you don't know your friend's work ethic, you don't really know your friend. And a lot of people, you would be really disappointed if you work next to them. Like you would just be really disappointed. And so I think it's all like a bad idea, especially in a competition setting. And I would even say, especially in an adult competition setting. Like you have no need to do this competition. You're not going to be professional. Like one day that you're going to do this the chance of this happening at certain ages, it's like you're not going to be in the NFL, so to speak. And so you're not going to be Britney Spears. It's like, or whatever the high level marks of doing these things is, it's just for you. So if it's just for you, you want somebody to show up with all of that. It's not for like, you're not 12-year-old you that you're trying to get on a junior high team. You're really just doing this just for you now. It's not for anyone else in your life. So when you pay somebody, you need them to show up sometimes when you're not showing up for yourself, and your friends can't do that all the time. They're not good at showing up and being on your side when you're not on your side. So if she's having those same weeks with Abbie, and she's like anyone does when they're about to do something good, you start getting ahead of yourself, and you start telling yourself, I'm the worst at this, I should never do this, da, 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 da. And when that happens, and if she's being a way that might be bitchy to some or scary to some or whatever, sometimes your friends are like, ooh, I don't want to tell her she has to do this stuff right now. I don't want to tell her she has to eat or not eat or do this because she's being bitchy to me. So fuck that. We don't need our friendship involved in this right now. I might be bitchy to you. You still need to tell me this thing. I need it to just be professional.
Oh man,
it's hard to do, even with family members.
It's like trying to just say what I feel without stepping on toes. It's just kind of, it is hard. Especially because you are not in your right mind when you're this close to competition. You just aren't. Like nothing makes sense. You don't trust anything. And so it's not easy to be the one who's like, it shouldn't be like this.
Not only
you need to do this.
Physical,
a
lot of mental goes into it.
Well, I'll just pay you to peak me. I'm like, I've gone through the peaking process twice. That doesn't make me a bodybuilding. I'm not qualified to I don't know the science of
That's also something I just think that right there is how you know you have a good friend, but also that Abbie will be good at being a personal trainer and taking you to the point that she can take you to, and her ego's not going to get in the way.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
like
not
right
gonna
there,
try to put you
I'm
on
great
stage.
at this. I might be able to get my body looking 10 times better than a trainer can get your body, but it's because somebody's telling me how to do it. I'm not going to pretend I have the 10,000 hours there. Like I have the 10,000 hours lifting the weights now, but I don't have the 10,000 hours of planning that I'm like learning all this stuff. So I think that's awesome is like when you're like, you're a good enough friend to be like, nah, bitch, I'm good where I'm good.
Yeah.
My
I'm
lane
great
here.
where I'm
That is
great.
not my lane. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
And it's too close. It's okay for her to maybe not do this one.
But that's flattering also for her to like see that potential that you could do that for her.
It is.
So,
It is. I mean, I know a lot of in theory and in practice are two different things.
yeah. Yeah.
And so close, you're like, I'm not trying to take over somebody else's boat to win a race
No.
right now.
Nope.
Like
I have
Not
my
doing it.
own to
nobody's even
do.
lifted that sail. Like I don't even know. I'm not even trying to. I'll be better off served as your friend in this journey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I
exactly.
know my role here. I'm gonna be different than your other friend that's trying to pretend they're not your. I know my lane here. I want to just be your friend.
3 eyes is this one's for me. Abbie can compete with some men. I don't have chest muscles, so I don't think that would work very well.
Competing in man comp. We can't
Yeah.
even compete with men in like any athletic sports.
Exactly. There's
Like I keep seeing that like rookie,
apples and
whatever her name
spaceships.
is, and it's like
Yeah.
some trans dude playing basketball that I'm
Like, what is that? The Steel Man, where like all those people are carrying big like things, those heavy things, the big man competition.
Iron
They have for
Man.
women too. Yeah, Iron Man, whatever. In Europe and wherever they do it. And they have a women's side to that. And those women are very fucking strong. But still, when you compare it to the men, nowhere near as strong as men. Nowhere near.
Yeah.
They're their own. For women, they're the strongest women on earth, and they could do the jobs that the mid male could do.
Yeah,
An average male could do. You know.
Yeah, that's
not a strong
even,
male, but a mid.
Yeah, like I do feel like there is just some guys on the like you could put together, no joke, the right 5 guys right now off the couch and they could compete with a professional WNBA basketball team.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not talking about guys that have touched of basketball in 10 years. They know what it is. You could pick the right 5 guys. It couldn't just they'd have to know what basketball is. But I just think you could pick 5 guys in any neighborhood USA. Not in the right 5 guys, they could compete with the WNBA basketball team. And I'm over pretending that that's not a thing. And so this is one thing I hate about the whole trans agenda is that if women could compete with men in sports, they would already be doing it. We would never have lady sports teams anywhere. It's so silly that, and it's so funny to me too, like just being a hater because nobody gives a shit about the WNBA till men started playing.
Yeah.
No one gave a
What's that movie? Wasn't there a movie about that?
Ladybugs?
No, a guy who goes into the women's and WNBA and dresses as a woman. Jemima?
Right
no, what was her name? There was a movie with exactly what you just said. I watched it. And he was like the #1 player in the women's division. Well, he fell in love with one of the women. And she found out that it was a man and that he really loved her. And yeah, he got exposed. And that was that.
I like the movie. It has nothing to do with that. But growing up, it's like one of the movies I'll watch all the way to the end.
Joanna
anytime
Man.
I see it.
There you go.
For Love and Basketball. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but if you ever want to, I'm a little romantic. I'm a little romantic. I know a bunch of you you guys are all horny out there, but I'll pick the butterflies and everything in between and the orgasm will happen eventually, but I don't mind the in between. I don't mind the dance, the woo. I always been that way though.
I think it's important.
I'm like fairy tale. I don't know if it's my Scorpio sometimes. I find my Scorpio friends fairy tale a lot. Like we are really like lovey, passionate
Romantic.
in a way. Like we'll fairy tale so bad so that we will put a whole version of someone on someone that they're not. Like we will create a fairy tale version of them. Like we will start to see what we want to see, almost in a way. You know how they'll say mirroring? We will let somebody mirror off us. Like we'll start creating the fairy tale off. We only see what we want to see in such a way that will even, I would say Scorpios will even validate it to other Scorpions. Like they're the worst friend where he's just not that into you. Scorpions are not that friend. They're like, maybe he is. This is the long game. this is romance.
Let's read into this sign.
Yeah.
That was a sign. Maybe he
Yeah.
didn't mean that. Maybe he actually meant this.
Like, or just do it. Don't leave it left unsaid. Like a Scorpion will make a fool of themselves. I think over any other sign, a Scorpion is the one that is like gonna hold a jam box outside your window in the rain. And you're gonna be like, eh. My parents are so pissed right now. You have to go home.
Leave.
like I just think Scorpions are kind of a little, and Scorpio is in my Venus in my first house. So it is a lot. I think it's like the way I view the world.
You're
a lot.
faking gay. Like you're faking gay. How about that? That sounds more accurate. You're faking
I think
gay.
I like Three Eyes. I don't think that I think they're
don't.
just messing with everyone. I don't think that they're
No.
actually
Yeah, I don't even. They
I don't
don't.
think they're being
They
mean.
don't bother me either.
No, they're bothering me.
They're bothering you tonight.
I think they're
triggering
just trying
you
to be a
tonight.
pest, but I don't think they're trying to be a big pest. I think they're just kind of.
Are you
messing
sure
with it.
about that Three Eyes? Are you just trying to get under my skin? You're just trying to be funny, or what is it? It's like triggering at this point.
Oh my goodness.
Getting my period soon.
The stars. The stars are faking gay.
The stars that they show us are fake. But the real stars are what make you you, like the time that you were born.
Hollywood.
You
Just
know?
teasing.
Hollywood.
You probably have your own star that you're not aware of. That could be a possibility that
Hollywood.
shoots your projection of
This
you
is
here.
pretty gay. One of my favorite things is at sunset. The way my house sits, I have like this perfect cut of like a western sky, west northwest sky. And so it's huge and I just stare, and so when the sun starts to set in the southeast, it starts to get really dark. And so you know when it's still like that time of the night, like after twilight, but you can still see like one light blue where the sun used to be, and now you can start to see all the horoscopes come up. There's this perfect spot of the southern sky that I get to watch all the horoscopes almost come into my real small. So I can see exactly what they are. And then they take over my whole western sky. And so it's like I can watch Virgo come in and then Virgo become the whole western sky. I can watch Scorpio come in and it's just kind of cool like to see each one of the horoscopes, and it's the exact perfect amount of light that you don't see any of the stars behind it. You don't see any of the stars that shouldn't be there. You only see the ones that are part of the horoscopes. And so it's just like, oh, I don't know. I love it.
You got the
I'm
perfect
such
view
a
of the
nerd.
ecliptic.
I love it.
That's what
That's
makes me
awesome.
think there's layers to it, because you can even see some of the, like you said, the signs overlapping each other. It's like you can see them both there. So it makes me wonder, are they layers of that astral ball that they talk about, Atlas and all that? Are there many layers
many
in that
layers.
ball? Or if you want to go flat earth model, there are many layers of firmament. I don't know.
Well, because they even talk like the True Sidereal crew, they'll talk about how like so my sun tropically is in Sagittarius, but if I'm looking at theirs, it says that it's Scorpio. But there is an overlap. There's like you will have traits of one and traits of the other up to a certain point in each cycle or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Set cycle.
Yeah.
Set.
You're saying something else that's interesting to me of like, okay, so we have this one story of the brightest stars that are the zodiac as we know it. And then there are these like splattered stars that if you're in different skies, like you're in Montana or Wisconsin, and you can see just an infinite amount of stars. It's like, what other stories were being told the more stars you could see? So at
Northern Nevada
so
was
the
like
new
that.
moon, you would see way more of a story at the new moon than a full moon.
It's
So like
insane
the
how many stars you
fixed
see.
stars of the horoscope you would see almost during the full moon too. They're so bright you can see them during the brightest moon. But the other stars that you would see during the new moon would almost tell a secret story. So it would be like the people that would study the first story, they would get a certain thing of how much they knew about the world. But there's a whole other story behind it that could be a farmer's almanac, or a whole other story behind that could be like when you plant and, you know, when your people move to different parts of the world, or when great floods might happen. Like, what if there's, you know, we only know the one story?
Like a big clock, a set clock. That's why we go in loops, apparently. That's why we keep going back to the past with the things we read. It's like all nothing new under the sun kind of idea. Like the whole infinity symbol of it all, the eight.
If it's a clock, I feel like we've been spending our whole entire lifetimes only talking about the hours and not the minutes and not the seconds. That's how I feel about the horoscope a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. The only time that minutes and seconds matter are in the moments of the ring. When they're in the ring or the octagon or whatever. That's the only time it seems to matter. Or any type of like sport, you want to call it.
Minute. I don't know. Interesting. Having us live our lives on the hours. Broken up into this 12, 24, like for our month and our day. And it's just an interesting little pie they've given us.
This realm is magnificent, marvelous, interesting, unfathomable. I don't understand it yet, but it's marvelous.
I know. Becky Brittany, horoscope.
Huh? Yeah.
We're all in just
horoscope.
Mm-hmm. You know how we were talking about the double sun idea and like balls? Like we always talk about everything in a masculine and feminine, but what about just it being balls and then being two? What about even eyeballs? Like the eye of Ra and the eye of like, what if there's these two solar systems? Like, what if that's what the spiral of Horus and Ra are, the spiral of the solar system? And so one of them is a different solar system.
Mm.
And then you get into the whole, is there a portal between the pyramids where we can go into the different solar system?
Stargate.
I love that movie so much. Like I low-key want to watch it again.
Actually, that made me want to watch it too. You saying that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just so good.
I just have an issue with the lead character. I just find him such a homo.
The nerdy guy? With the glasses, that one?
Yeah, but every movie he ever plays, he gives me such creepy vibes. Like even when he was a kid in the 80s, all the way till now in The Office, I feel like he has a name. He's a Spader, James Spader.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot who is the main character again?
He's like James Spader's like the scientist, one that's studying the signs. You know, he's like.
Mm-hmm.
Using
yeah. Okay, now I know. Yeah.
Learning the dialect.
Trying to figure out the code.
I just thought that the alien Ra guy was like hot.
I low-key think the scientist is cute.
You know what I think is hot? I always thought that Xerxes, is it Xerxes? Xerxes from 300?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Absolutely.
Okay, let me tell you. I always thought he was hot. And let me tell you though, that's Maeve's man on Westworld. Hot stuff. He is a smoke
He
show.
is hot. Damn. I didn't realize I was Maeve's man.
I know, look him up right now. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just pulled two weird faces out of my brain right now. Maybe they're just too close in the file where it's like Katy Perry looks like Jim Caviezel's wife, or what? Not Jim Caviezel, whatever. Jim from fucking Office.
There's a lot of that in Hollywood, apparently.
Like The Quiet Place is the Katy Perry. They have a mold that is also she and him girl.
Or that girl that played in that show with the number 11. What was her name? 11? And that
she looks just like Elizabeth Perkins from Big.
Yeah.
Oh.
And from Weeds. Billy Bob, or not Billy Bob Thornton, Billy Bobby Brown, Millie Bobby Brown, Millie Bobby Brown.
I wonder what he's doing, Billy Bob Thornton. He's probably not even in the industry anymore.
Probably sleeping with a 20-year-old.
Or probably like unmovable. He's probably a whole different like type of character, like geezer style. Because I haven't seen him around.
You just put him on the timeline. Either
like Joe Biden.
Either he's going to have a movie that comes out tomorrow, or he's going to be the celebrity that dies this week.
Hey. He was very old when I saw him with, what's her name? Angelina Jolie. How long ago was that? 20 years ago? 20-something plus years ago?
Blood around his neck.
And he was pretty old. Yeah.
Before Machine Gun Kelly, there was Billy Bob Thornton.
There you go. He was oddly hot.
I call Billy Bob Thornton sexy ugly, and this is why he's hot. And it's whatever. I can say it. I'm a lesbian. Billy Bob Thornton looks like he knows what to do in bed.
Yeah, there you go. That's it.
Yeah,
ding, ding, ding.
Absolutely.
Yep.
He looks like
and that's a thing.
Like, it's just, I'm a lesbian and I see it.
Yep.
I'm like, Billy Bob Thornton knows how to get a woman off, whatever that means. He knows the tricks.
And he knows
There's just something.
And he knows. Yeah. He has big dick energy.
And it's not like, oh, I'm the loudest person in the room. It's just that suave that, like, yeah, out of everyone in here, I would, yeah,
Sexy ugly is a thing. Another example I'd like to use of sexy ugly is Prince. It's like something about him's not attractive. I understand it. If I saw him on the street, everything's weird. But
that man is good in bed.
He's really good in bed.
Oh my God. You know he is.
Yeah.
Whether you're a man or a woman. He would be good in bed.
I think Prince was straight as straight could be.
Oh, I think so too. But like, what was it? Cream? Or one of those videos. Like, he's totally like emulating taking it up the butt.
He was so strong in his masculine femininity.
He was holding his guitar doing somebody up the butt.
No, he's like, actually, I don't think it's Cream. It's
Cream, Get Off.
It's Get Off. And he's not holding his guitar. He's actually it goes with the lyrics even. I don't know.
He owned his femininity so well, so strong that it made it so sexy at the same time.
Like all his girls were like smoke shows.
Well, apparently he had these alter egos too, though. Like one of his alter egos was very feminine and it wrote certain songs. And then there was Prince who wrote certain songs. Like apparently he was kind of like Britney.
Well,
a lot of people said he was mean too, though.
He
the shit he did with Michael Jackson.
Sinead O'Connor's song. The song that Sinead O'Connor is so famous for, Nothing Compares to You. So he was a big, huge writer, and he never let any of his family be involved, and he never sold out any of his music. And so him getting free and becoming the symbol formerly known as Prince, and now knowing what we know about muses and music and Michael Jackson and masters, Prince owned all his. He slowly got him back, and then he had him locked in his house. They said he had more music in his house that's not been released than we've ever heard. And then he died in a fucking elevator, which his song Elevator is about the devil. And so he ends up dying in one. Andy dies too close to Tom Petty. And I feel like those are like one of the things, whatever you say about America and the CIA, one of the things that I'm like, gosh, Christians cannot seem to come up with good music, but the CIA makes some bangers.
Yeah.
Like, good grief, man. The CIA got us pegged.
Was it a show or a movie where it showed like this man talking about how there's a creator for all the music hits that happens and who writes what? I think it was on a show recently talking about
the
the music
ritual
and
between it too, and like
Mhm.
what they do
And he was like
behind closed
laughing,
doors
ha
before
ha
that
ha,
hit would come out.
like
Yeah.
I write all the music that ever. You remember this song? Do you remember that song? I think it was like him calling himself the devil, and I wrote everything. I forgot what the name of the show was. It was an interesting show too.
Yeah, I called you fat. Look at me, I'm skinny. He did the same Humpty dance. He had another sign. He had another lyric in his song that was that same kind of like, now move your big ass around this way so I can work on that zipper, baby. Like, because tonight you're a star and I'm the Big Dipper. No, 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 no.
Oh
Once
damn!
got off in a Burger King bathroom. It's like,
No,
what the
you went
fuck?
to the Humpty dance again.
I had to, because my mind was
I
with
pulled
it.
it back to
I
Prince.
had to have that one back on.
You had to turn it back on.
I did. That lyric had to be said.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, Prince was probably, in my opinion, top 3 American guitarist of all time. That's one of the things he doesn't get credit for.
That's true.
He plays
I c-
every musical
Every minute.
instrument on some of the songs,
Yeah.
like Stevie Wonder. Like
Yeah.
he's next level.
Absolutely.
Stevie
next level.
Wonder, the guy who's not blind, who's not really blind.
Not really blind. And Lenny Kravitz is creepy. Lenny Kravitz does have like a group, a clique of people like that run with him. And he's also a motherfucker I feel like needs to be looked into, like David Copperfield has a house in the Bahamas. I actually think Lenny
Probably
Kravitz is the spokesperson for the Bahamas right now.
American woman.
Weird.
And Lenny Kravitz is he was with Lisa Bonet, and then they have a child, and she was on Big Little Lies with Reese Witherspoon. Like he's almost Hollywood legacy. Lenny Kravitz. I never was a Lenny Kravitz fan.
Are you gonna go my way? No.
I do. He has that one slow song that I think I might like now. I feel like it.
I wonder how people in the future, like in 100 years, are going to talk about this era specifically, like musically, like how we talk about the music industry and Hollywood, and will Hollywood even exist? Like, I just wonder these things sometimes. Like, what will they say about this era? Like, how fucking insane everybody was and how everyone was on drugs and blah, blah, blah. Or, like, I'm truly curious.
Or will it be wiped in a great reset? And so
Or
nobody
that.
will talk about it.
Oh, that.
Yeah,
That's a
because I
huge
think we only
possibility.
get about 100 years of history.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
3
I do too.
generations. I think we go back great grandparent, and no one ever gets their great great grandparent.
That's just so strange. How it just continues. All of
And
this
it's even like the
continues.
Lysol in your panties. It's that shit that we don't learn about. And then you look on the back and you're like, oh shit, Lysol started out as a feminine hygiene product. And then we also remember at the start of lockdowns, where at the bad about Lysol, it says this helps against coronavirus.
Yeah.
And so then it makes me think, it was a feminine hygiene product. And it also does this. Like, okay, Lysol, I see you. Like, what are you guys up to over there?
I wonder
messing with
now. What's inside of Lysol?
99.9%. It's like, is that 0.1% the 1/10 that is missing from the cent they steal from every gallon of gas we're getting? And none of us question where that 9/10 of a cent go. None of us. Just 9/10 of every cent of every gallon forever. And where does it go? Like, what a fucking, that is the Office Space scam. If we steal half a penny, they'll never notice.
Oh my God. That's true.
And a half a penny doesn't matter. But what about if it's 9/10 of a penny? You just your gas alone. So what? You got 20 gallons. Maybe
That's
you
technically
walk
1 penny
away.
every
Yeah,
gallon, yeah.
16 cents. Maybe you get away with 9/10. 16 cents.
Mhm.
Where did that go? Every time you've gotten gas in your whole fucking life? Where did that go? No one has to answer for it. It's always just there. Why? Why is it there? Round up, bitch. Round up.
Round up.
They do it like
Did
it's
you drink
gold.
water at Camp Lejeune? Sorry, you
They
said
wa-
round up.
they want to make it like precious, like it's a gold material or silver, like how they do it to the gram, to the T, like to the point, whatever it is, to be very accurate because it's something precious. So I think that's where that 0.10 of a cent comes in, just to give it that value that it's, oh, it's, dinosaur liquid, so that's where I think that comes in. It's like the scam to make it seem like it's precious when it's just really not.
People are like, Chaney, you don't believe in dinosaurs? There's full fossils. And I'm like, so what? It could be an underwater fish that you've never seen the bones of. You don't know what a
Yeah.
whale looks like. A whale
Yeah.
head, have you ever seen a whale head without its skin? It looks
Yeah.
like some crazy dinosaur. Have you ever seen an elephant head without its skin? You would think it's a cyclops. You would think
A
a
lot of
cyclops
these
just invaded
animals.
your village. So I just think sometimes what we see, just because it happens to be a plaster of Paris of something that they created, doesn't mean anything. It's just so much is stories upon stories, just fairy tales. Like the same way I could be like, oh, I hope this person's really nice, and I could put all the best thing. I just think like it's so easy to sell us a fairy tale. Look at how quickly they lock this bitch down.
Yeah.
Everyone in the world, no matter where you are, on a fairy tale.
It's the drama. It's the, it's like the game. It's the play. It's the drama. The drama makes everything move.
And
The
I want to be
desire or
involved
whatever.
somehow, and you want to be
Mhm.
involved somehow. So I'm like,
Emotional
slap
drama.
my nose. I had this 10 times.
To be a part of something bigger, to be a part of something, to be attached to that feeling or what. It's just weird. Humans are weird again.
We are weird.
Why we do the things we do. Why? I don't know.
We're weird little different creatures.
Yeah,
All
they've
right.
tested it out many times. Like they'll do a test. You've seen these on social media where they'll like put a beep on and everyone else is in the game besides one person or in on the skit. So they'll hear a beep and the one person will get up or the entire group will get up and sit back down. They'll beep will go on again and they'll get back up and sit down, and what you're sitting there like looking like, what the fuck? Why are they all standing up and sitting down? And after the third beep, you're like, should I get up or should I not? So you, as a person watching everybody do the thing, you copy everybody in the room just for no fucking reason because everyone else is doing it. That's a whole like psychological study that they do on people. Yeah, social experiments, yeah. But we do things because monkeys see
well, that's like
do.
the Berkeley experiments, and like where they're just like, oh, because everyone's like, I would never take part in World War II Germany. I would never. If I lived there, that would never happen under my watch because I'm the just. Oh, what? I have to. You want me to wear a mask into the grocery store? Okay, hand it to me. I would never let that happen in World War II Germany if I was there. Oh wait, you want them to have travel papers? And if I get okay, that would never happen in Germany if I was there. I'm just telling you guys, that would never happen. It's like how quickly it happened and everybody took part. Everybody except 0.0001%.
The one experiment that really like blew my mind is when you have an authority figure telling you what to do. So there's an authority figure who's like the commander or whatever of this operation, and he, like, I run this place and everything that say goes. So then they have the guy that they're doing the experiment on, and in the next room there's a gentleman in there.
That's the Berkeley experiment.
Oh, is that it? Where he's pushing the button?
Told, as long as you're getting told by an authority figure what to do, that you'll keep fucking hurting another human being without any recourse in your emotion because somebody else told you it was okay.
Yep.
And that's like linked
To the
right
point
to,
of
like, say,
torture.
torture. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you're
Nuts. I didn't
hurting
know.
me.
I didn't know what the definition of that was. So, okay.
Well, Berkeley does have a lot of experiments there, to be fair.
Like Berkeley, like
acid
colleges?
experiments.
UC
Yeah.
Berkeley.
They've done
Yeah.
acid and Charles Manson, and they got a lot going on out of Berkeley. The Pelosi's.
Interesting.
Well, it is the Bay Area.
It's the gay area.
It is the gay area.
I'm in the
Oh
Bay
my
Area
gosh,
too.
yeah. Even like the military groups around the world after they went to war and shit, they would have all these military men on boats, and they couldn't afford to give them everything they promised. So they, free education and free healthcare and free housing and everything. They always get people to sign up for these things, and they couldn't afford it after the war. So every time they would pull up to these port cities, and they would tell all these men, "You're dishonorably discharged because you're homosexual." And some of the men were homosexual. That's why they signed up for the military. And to begin with, they were like, a year on a sub? Sign me up.
With a bunch of men?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm on board. So they all are, they get dropped off, and there are a bunch of gay men on board, and the straight men know there's gay men aboard all these boats, and they don't want to tell anyone back home that they got dishonorably discharged from the military. So they just stayed in San Francisco and started doing drugs. So it was like, even the gaslighting of actual soldiers that had nothing to do with homosexuality, but even the ones that did still went and fought for their country, and they just all got dishonorably discharged. So it didn't even matter necessarily. A lot of soldiers had dual citizenship or fought for different countries that they weren't a part of, and so they just got dropped off in these port cities, dishonorably discharged, and that's why a lot of like San Francisco is so homosexual.
Dude, do you know how many men who are in the military who say that they live a straight life go to the military because they know that there's a lot of gay men and have a down low lifestyle that they live and secretly do the thing that they need to do? It's like a common thing now. Like, it's going around in social media as like this being a common thing. Like, a lot of men are afraid to be themselves but have a secret life of like being gay and like doing gay acts, and a lot of women don't know it until they start getting STDs and not know why they're getting STDs, and shit happens. It's happening.
No pun intended.
Uh-huh.
If your dude's only into anal, I think that's a red flag.
Yeah.
I do too.
Weird.
I think it's a red flag.
If he's not all about your pussy, he's gay.
I also
he's gay.
something because I know I was born gay because of the way men smell to me and the way women smell to me. When guys tell me that they think women stink, I think in my head something's gay about them. Or I appreciate if guys,
That's how I
they
think.
notice what they notice about me. I appreciate it if guys treat me still like a lady in the world. I don't care either way. But if a guy is attracted to me, if you guys see the way I carry myself, and like if a guy's attracted to me, I think in my head, he a little gay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what my sister says. It's like they know I'm gay, but they still are attracted to me. I'm like, oh, he's definitely gay. She's like, I think so. It's just strange. I'm like, yeah.
You know what I think too? This is extra creepy. I feel like something about the way I carry myself and then the way I look, because I'm never going to get facial hair. So it gives me a prepubescent boy thing. So when guys are attracted to me, it creeps me out even more.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
strange.
Something in them is weird. I don't know. That's horrible.
I don't know either. I don't want to know.
Like,
fucking weird.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It seems pheromonal, but
I was
then
gonna say, maybe they just like the way you smell, Chaney. Maybe it's just a pheromone thing.
Yeah, I know. Then it's like, can you imagine if my pheromones? But it's something queer in your head. This is like where they say like a gay person who actually starts to take hormones or testosterone. Like, this is what I would never fuck around with. That I don't understand. And for a lot of butch lesbians that have transitioned, even if they haven't or just fucked around with tea, they'll start taking testosterone. And then because they're gay in their head, so as they start to transition into a man, they start to be attracted to men. So a lot of trans people are they transition and then they're technically straight, but they're living their life now as the opposite sex attracted to the same sex that they are now. So it's like in their head is still queer. So the second that the hormones flip from masculine to feminine, that queer gene still is queer in their brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched
Weird.
this whole comedian. She was like, she had transitioned. She's like, had been on testosterone and all of that. And she's like, now I grow facial hair and now I'm attracted to women. Like, she's like, or now I'm attracted to men. Like, she went completely straight. Like, she's like, this is a conundrum because now, you know, I wouldn't
Yeah.
mind being a woman, but now I grow a fucking beard. Like,
There's a story even on TikTok of this lady and husband. They're married, and her husband transitioned, but he wasn't really like he fell out of attraction with her. And as soon as he like transitioned and started taking the hormones, and he transitioned, they're like even more, attracted to each other and in love with each other now than they were when he was a male. So it's either she was a lesbian and she kind of somehow like insinuated it or something, or he found out and he wanted to do something about it. I have no idea behind the scenes, but yeah, after the transition, she loved her husband more.
I feel like that's just shit for the TV.
I don't know.
probably.
I just think that's fake shit for the TV. If I just can't even fucking fathom in life Jules telling me she wants to become a man tomorrow
That's
and me being
crazy.
like, oh, yay.
You're like a whole other person after that. Like,
You literally are. You're going to start taking a certain more testosterone than Joe Rogan, and then you're going to cut your tits off, and then your face, like, what?
that's
And then the amount of gay people I know that have had to go through this whole thing, that then they've like gone to therapy and they're sitting with their partner and then they have this whole realization like, no, I've spent decades of my life like literally fighting to just be able to walk the streets without getting stoned and be able to sleep with a woman. I don't want to sleep with a man. I don't want to like the it's not happening. Like, I don't have to go to therapy for this. And so
yeah.
then I think in this whole way of like fucking social norms and stuff we're not allowed to say, I am a woman that chooses to wear a baseball hat backwards. And not in the world. Every once in a while, there'll be like a cashier that's like, here's your change, sir. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, ma'am. This is even before the whole trans toaster shark strudel thing that we were going to call everybody their pronouns. Like, where they're like, sorry, I'm like, no problem. I would be remiss. I would be like a silly retard if I got upset with you for assuming I was a dude for a second, not looking up if I have a baseball hat on backwards in the clothes I'm wearing. Like,
Yeah.
that's so silly. So in a way, I've gotten to a place now. We live comfortable in the world. People know I'm a girl. They've seen girls like me. We go on about the day. Now I have to, at my age, be asked my pronoun right after a medical procedure where they asked me to take a pregnancy test. And I'm
Are
like,
you kidding?
I'm never, I swear to God. And I'm like, I'm never taking a pregnancy test for you again. And they're like, what? And I'm like, I've been with my wife for this amount of time. I already told you I haven't had sex with a man in decades. And so you still made me do this, but then you have the audacity to ask me what my pronoun is after you made me do a pregnancy test. I'm
Yeah,
I
like,
mean, I
get the
may as well
fuck
this is
have
out
a
of here.
penis
offensive to
and
me.
do a
So
pregnancy
be
test. Yeah.
some little pudgy mudges on TikTok over the last literal 700 days. You're gonna offend a real woman like me by asking me my goddamn pronoun because I have a hat on backwards.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm
You
sorry.
and if you guys were around me, I have tits. Like,
But
I have tits. Like,
but
it's
do you
not like
see the
I'm a girl that's
position they
just
put
walking around.
people
I
in?
wish I didn't. It's such bullshit. I just
People
think
in this position, it's annoying.
for gays
Like
though
they
to pretend it's okay that any of the transition shit is okay. That's where I'm like, nah, dog, it's fucked up. Fucked up.
now if you
We
let
don't
them
need to.
a transgender, you block the shit out of you. You try to get them in, they do all kinds of shit. It's crazy. It's The world we're living in is crazy, and now they're gonna just
it's not. It's Layla. It's not. Abbie's looking at the screen like, I guess it's just me right now with latency, but it's just Layla. But our audience knows Layla enough so much on a rant that they don't even need the full words. They're like, they feel it. They're like, that pudgy mudge. Yeah. You're like, yep, exactly. All right, you guys, since we are having technical problems.
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all.
It'll get better, I
'Cause I know
promise.
mine
Next
wasn't
month
great
is the
tonight.
month.
Yeah, next month. It's the month. It's all gonna work. It's
Maybe.
all gonna be gravy, baby. And
Oh, yeah.
I think July. I think I'm gonna be in the Pacific Northwest for a couple of days in August. Just heads up out there. If you're in the Pacific Northwest, I might be in your neck of the woods, and there might be a chance that we can like get ice cream or something.
All right, cool.
So I'll keep
Thanks.
those people posted out there. And I mean the Pacific Northwest of the country, not of Florida. That would be by Layla. Okay. I love you guys. Thank you so
Love
much
you.
for hanging out. Jay Dreamers.
Bye.
Good
Thanks.
Brr, brr,
Thanks
brr,
for
brr.
hanging, Jay.
Yeah, thank you everyone for hanging out, for finding us, liking and subscribing. Make sure that you give Three Eyes an astral hug tonight.
Lucy is asking about summer with the Jamaica
I will
and
too.
hurricane
I
thing
will
really
too.
quick.
Love you, Three Eyes.
Oh, if you're worried about summer with a Jamaican hurricane, Summer is a weather witch. Summer is not worried about a hurricane. And so she pushed it off the coast just enough so that it wasn't a direct landfall until it hit Montego Bay. But because Jamaica is also high mountains and it's cold in the mountains, it weakened the hurricane so that
Nice.
Mexico did not take such a direct hit because they cannot handle it. They are not prepared like Jamaica is prepared. So there's times, spaces without power, and there's rolling blackouts as the island gets everything back together. But the same people who have always been the gunmen and the knife men are the same people who are the gunmen and the knife men now.
Yeah.
And Summer is okay. So,
Yay.
yeah, she didn't even leave X for that long.
No.
Because sometimes
I'm
they'd
glad.
have satellite or sometimes they'd have internet. So she could put out posts on X, but she couldn't answer her phone.
Yeah.
So weird. So anyways, Summer's
Well, I'm
good.
glad
Thank you
she's
for
okay.
asking.
Thank God.
Big up to all the people in Jamaica.
Love y'all.
We love you guys. We will see you Friday. And thank you guys for hanging out. And I hope you have the best week
night.
ever. And if you guys have any earworms this week or get any songs stuck in your head, go over to the Project Chaney Telegram and we'll just run a list of weird songs. I try to do that sometimes when I'm driving to work in the mornings or when something's in my head for the day, or if I like a new song, I'll just put it on. And everybody else can too. And sometimes I just make a playlist out of somebody else's song that they'll put on in the Telegram group. I'll just make it like my Spotify radio station, and then I'll just listen to it all day at work. So
See, I wake up with a song stuck in my head, so I'm gonna start putting it in there.
Put it in there. All right.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Love you so much. Have a great week. And
Bye.
we will
Love
see you on Friday.
Save us, Britney Spears! Can we be saved? God, why is Satan controlling the universe?
We used to think we knew, was constantly explore the room of possibilities. Come true, so what we do is call out to the good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, bigger mistakes, entertaining, calling, decorum needs a secretive society to advance on philosophies intentionally, magically good guys. Good guys, good guys. Good guys, bitches will mischief making. It's okay to change your thinking. Good guys. Good guys, good guys.
Oh, Mummy, I got my pasty. Please, and run to me and let me see. Oh, she's a bunny, y'all. She's a bunny.